Me and the band were going out there and just rocking on one of our weekend runs, and all that stuff that I'd worked for, all that disappeared. What made that disappear was an AVM exploded in the back of my brain and paralyzed my whole left side. My name is Drake White. I'm a musician, songwriter, just troubadour. I was born with like a Huckleberry Finn style freedom. My parents let me do whatever. Music, ever since I was a kid, you know that thing that you keep coming back to over and over and over. You don't have to try. It's just something that it's like you're attracted to it. You don't have to think about it. It's just something that ever since I was a kid, I've always been really interested in it, and my parents were always encouraging, saying I was a good singer. It just turned into this passion. I'm a lot more than just a writer. I'm a lot more than just a musician. This is not what I live and breathe for. You know, I love it and it is my passion, but I'll go out there and go hiking or fishing or go to New Zealand or go somewhere that I've never been before and then don't speak the language, and I come back with all these ideas. And then in kind of a freestyle, almost like hip hop type, you know, sporadicness, I just go after it, and those words come out because of the experiences. So I love to experience life and then write it out on a page and meet real people doing real things and then write about that and sing about it. Being on the road and being married, I was afraid of it at first because what's around the other corner? What's around the other fence? What's over this? What's over here? I've learned that those things that we're afraid of, if you'll just run towards them, run towards the storm, it is the best thing in the world. It is tough with marriage, but it's brought us closer because the time that we do spend, we know that that time is sacred, and we know that we're committed to our covenant. We're committed to our marriage, and that builds when you spend time away from each other. A lot of times you just kind of sweep that under the rug, like, oh, they know I love them. But every time I think about it, to really text her and say, hey, thinking about you, thinking about this today, it's been pretty amazing. Being on the road, I've always considered myself the hardest worker in the room. You know, that's what I've always, kind of the MO that I put in. So I was out there, hired a new band, and we had been rocking, working really hard. We went out to Roanoke, Virginia, and the rug completely got pulled out from under me, and all that stuff that I'd worked for, the band, the music, the passion and the camaraderie, and all that disappeared in an instant. I was on stage singing, and I just could feel my left hand starting to go numb, and I was gripping the microphone as hard as I could, and I couldn't, my knuckles were white, you know? And I was trying to figure out how to sing, and I thought for a second, man, something's wrong. Like, I can't talk. I can't hold on to this mic. And then I heard something snap. And it was a hemorrhagic stroke that was caused from an AVM, which is an arteriovenous malformation that I was born with. And it was the AVM exploded in the back of my brain and caused a bad brain bleed that paralyzed my whole left side, left my whole left side completely numb. And I was scared. I was really scared. Faith is something that's always been really, really important to me, but you really don't understand how much and how strong that faith is until something like that happens, till your left side's gone, till you can't do what your passion is, till you can't even get up to go use the bathroom. Alex, my wife, was right there beside me, and we talked through it, and we took an oath right there in the hospital room that we were going to choose to be the victors and not the victims. And as cheesy or corny as that may sound, that mentality is what I've stuck with. You know, my whole life is to look at the obstacle is the way. Like, whatever that obstacle is, rejoice in it and be happy that you're dealt those deck of cards, because, man, when I come out of it, the music industry is going to be it's gonna be butter, you know? I mean, it's gonna be easy. Because if you can get through a stroke and get through learning how to walk again, learning how to play a guitar again, and learning how to do a lot of stuff again, then that equips you and puts the armor on you to go and do bigger things. A friend of mine's mom said, God must think a lot of you to put you through that. And that's what I've held on to in those night sweats in the middle, you know, on the bedside. When I'm sitting there, I think back to my faith and to, man, God must think a lot of me, because there's a story in this, the plot is thickened, and now my fans are gonna get to see me play the redemptive power of that faith, and get to see me play that guitar again, get to see me run across the stage. And my goal is to do a standing back tuck off the drum riser. I know it's possible. It's just a matter of working. I mean, we're working in the pool, we're working with, you know, multiple physical therapists, and it just changes your perspective. So that transition has been in my mind, in between my ears, of understanding that facing these issues mentally is as important or more important than the physical aspect of it, because that's what I'm connecting. I'm connecting neuro passageways and really slowly feeling back in this left hand, really slowly feeling back in this left foot. So it's been the thing that absolutely drives me and frustrates me to the max, is exactly what God put in my path to build the next chapter of my life, to prepare me for kids, to prepare me for, you know, my music to go to the next level. And it wasn't like selfish, it was like God sent. Like I specifically prayed for it. Give me my bliss, give me my music, give me my love, give me my passions. And when I had the stroke, it didn't affect anything cognitive, which that's what you use to write. It didn't affect the part of my brain that controls my vocal cords. That's a miracle to me. So I made that music and I released it. As soon as I got out of the hospital and was able to release it, we released it. The new album's called Stars, so I called each individual song a star, and my thought was the different producers I work with are the different constellations of the stars. I wrote a lot of songs, I've got a lot of things that I want to get out there, so I don't think you can run out of stars. So that was my thought behind calling it Stars. And that's my favorite band. My favorite band was a conversation that I had with a buddy of mine. We were playing golf, and we were talking about music, and he's like, what's your favorite band? And I started talking about Zeppelin, and started talking about, you know, Creedence Clearwater Revival and Marshall Tucker Band, and all this stuff started flowing and coming out. And he's like, you know what my favorite band is? This one right here on my left hand. And I was like, whoa. I mean, it was just two dudes out there, and I was like, that is, and he was serious. He wasn't like just joking around. He said, this is my favorite band. I said, that's an incredible song thought to twist that, like talking about your favorite music, your favorite bands. And I just brought it into Nashville. You know, the next day I had to write, and we just started kind of peeling the onion back, and man, it turned out perfect. You know, it kind of tied a bow around it, and my wife liked it, which that's always a plus. So me and Peter met because we found a lot of similarities in the way we go about life and the way we think about, you know, the sun coming up and down. Peter's an awesome man of faith, and we met actually through a Bible study years ago. Then I went on a trip to Alaska with him and was like, well, you know, this guy's got a lot of the same things that I have, and loves a lot of the same things that I love. So it just, the friendship blossomed, and I watched him build this amazing company, and he has a lot of the same mentalities in that nothing's gonna get in his way. You know, he's going to go ask forgiveness, not permission. He's gonna go out there and create. That's what I see in Peter when I think of him as a friend, when I think of Groove as a company. And that's why I wear a Groove ring, and that's why, you know, I support the company. My fingers are losing.
job.
Still got it, man.